Hello, and welcome to our lesson on developing a worldwide sourcing program. This segment will cover legal systems. Every country has a different legal system. For example, in the USA, case law usually results in detailed contracts, unlike in other countries that use civil law. In IBM, before the purchasing process was redesigned in the 1990s, it was common for purchasing agreements to be 30-50 pages long. After redesigning the agreements, the documents were minimized to approximately 6 pages. Some countries are unwilling to do transactions or cope with the American legal system or lengthy agreements contracts. A legal system in advanced industrial countries provides the purchaser protection. On the other hand, this is only true in some developing or underdeveloped countries. For example, various countries need to offer more protection against material intellectual property piracy. Depending on the status of the legal system in other countries, much shorter contracts may be the norm, particularly in those countries using code or civil law. Developing countries often rely on personal relations and trust to cover many legal issues because of an inadequate legal system. As a result, many offshore organizations prefer to avoid dealing with the U.S. legal system and lengthy contracts. So, it is necessary to thoroughly check prospective suppliers before releasing designs or other proprietary information. International contracts can be used if the country with which the buyer is doing business follows the United Nations Convention on Contracts for the International Sale of Goods, CISG. CISG took effect on January 1, 1988. The purpose was to facilitate international trade by removing legal barriers. Unless the parties have specified to the contrary, the CISG applies to sales of goods covering contracts between parties with places of business in the contracting states. Contracting states are those countries that have ratified the CISG. Countries in the World Trade Organization are expected to follow certain international trade practices and protect intellectual property. Buyers and sellers doing business across boundaries should agree, preferably in a contract, about what laws will cover the business transaction. U.S. buyer firms must be mindful of their conduct in dealings with foreign government officials. Congress passed the FCPA in 1977 to prevent companies from making questionable or illegal payments to foreign government officials, politicians, and political parties. The law prohibits U.S. citizens or their agents from making payments to foreign officials to secure or retain business, and it requires accurate record-keeping and adequate controls for company transactions. Since 1998, these practices have applied to foreign firms and persons who make such corrupt payments while in the United States. The act has no dollar threshold, making it illegal to offer even $1 as a bribe. Enforcement focuses on the intent of the bribery more than the amount. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss countertrade requirements. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.